Yes, it's been a while guys, but I'm back in the adventure bike game. And if you found yourself here because of the 2022 Tenere 700, you're probably thinking, who the hell is this Johnny come lately gonna tell me anything about twin cylinder adventure bikes? I guess I've done a bit of stuff over the years. Ridden adventure bikes all over Australia, all over the world. Was lucky enough to be the stunt rider for the official 1290 1090 launch in Morocco. I've since done rallies in Europe, the KTM Adventure Rally Bosnia. I was an actual guide. Done countless Ks with Birchie. You all know who Birchie is. And my last gig on an adventure bike was officially launching the 390 Adventure to India. Since then I've been off the adventure map, just getting back to my roots, racing, doing the two-stroke stuff, the enduro bike stuff. So I guess the T7 was never really on my radar until Poltaris put it on the map for me. Now you've all seen the Poltaris video. The dude is an absolute weapon. And when I got this thing yesterday, I had to know if this guy really is a freak on a motorcycle or the bike is that good. And you know what? It's probably a combination of both. I just grabbed the bull by the horns, went straight into my back bush and had to hit a log. It's a big beast, but applied the technique and it just went up and over like a trials bike. And that to me has embedded the underlying pure dirt bike traits of what this thing is. So from here on, I'm going to give you guys just a normal test. I'm going to take a long cut to hook up with some of my mates in Margaret River this Arvo, catch up with the boys. Pretty much got the day to get there. So come with us and let's see what this T7's actually all about. Okay, pretty serious downhill, really rocky, so I'll just gently pick my way down it. Whoop, forgot to switch on the off-road ABS. Little bit of a runaway train. Fuck, gotta remember that. Whoa. Pretty mushy. Doesn't use much. Just smashing a dirty servo pie. I don't know if you could hear what I was saying on the road before, but basically I don't like going fast on the road. I'm not into street bikes. Adventure bikes are the closest thing I'll ever own to, you know, a road bike. And for me, these things, wow, they're comfortable, they're safe. So when I'm on the bitumen in a place where I'm not that confident, the road handling capabilities of this thing, wow. And I think it just all comes down to them nailing that balance. And I know that straight up because those tires off-road are pretty average. They're effectively bald knobbies, yet because the bike is so planted and the weight bias is bang on, it's predictable. So if there's an issue with the geometry of this thing and the weight bias, you are dependent on good tires to cover that. And in saying that, if you are dependent on good tires to mask chassis traits, holy shit, the bike is just a crash waiting to happen. And so far, it's a pleasant surprise to see that Yamaha have absolutely nailed the chassis and balance of this machine. Because for such a big rig, if any of that was wrong, this thing would be a pig off-road. But it's quite the opposite, and I'm only just starting to get to know it. yesterday, I'd never actually seen one of these things in the flesh, and yeah, starting to get familiar with the functions. It's actually really nice to just cruise around on, you know. You don't have to attack rally mode. You can sort of sit in it, and yeah, it's real easy, super smooth. This motor's, it's mint, and it's just loosening up, you know. One thing I noticed straight away and I really like is the profile of the rally screen, and it's functional, and it's very similar to the ones I developed for my Moto Nomad bikes. Actually, just on that, if you're new to my site, you can check out my Moto Nomad adventures, ridden 500 EXCs all around the world. Just check the link in the description. It's well out in front, it's fairly vertical, so it does throw the air. It cuts through the wind. This is rally. I really love this tower arrangement. The bar and bracket. I've clamped my nav up there. Really like the display on this thing. It's basic. It's just the bare minimal. You got the engine temperature, and in this corner here, easily switch to off-road mode for the ABS. Which is great. It's very necessary for off-road. These things don't like to stop on the dirt with ABS on. These, you won't even call it a bash guard. They're really just stone guards to stop rocks coming off the front wheel and putting dents in the exhaust of the motor. But if you properly belly this thing out, it's not going to do anything. That 200 kilo mass that's crushing down on it. And you've got some vital stuff in here. Oil filters right there up front. There's quite a deep sump that it's the first thing that's going to get hold if you case out on some rocks. It's always interesting when the manufacturers take a road bike engine and build a dirt bike chassis around it, and they get it to work. Yamaha are every bit road bikes as they are dirt bikes, but they really know what's going on in the dirt, and it's proven here. This thing's massive. It's a big bike, 200 kilos. If there's anything wrong with the design elements, the geometry, the ride heights, the wheelbase, the fork angle, it's going to be a death trap at speed off-road, irrespective of the suspension action, right? Just the way it sits and travels off-road. They've absolutely nailed it. I know that much. It doesn't really take an advanced rider to safely go A to B on this bike off-road. For the people who just want to cruise around and get to places like this at a leisurely pace, this is already more adventure bike than the majority will ever need. But I'm already itching to throw some bits at it. I know straight away the standard suspension is not going to handle my antics. I'll put a swag and a bit of shit on the back, but with these tyres, and I don't know, I've done 250 k's today to get to the coast, taken a long route to get here, and I'm sold. But I feel like Yamaha have achieved the same off-road capabilities in this motorcycle as KTM have with their 790, but they've done so in their own style. KTM have been all about low center of gravity, getting the fuel down, super straight line stable chassis, and it's just got this nimble sort of feel. This bike, when you're on it, feels big, but it's just a big dirt bike. The agility comes with the ease of changing direction, the way it sits between your legs. I don't feel intimidated once I start moving on this thing. So I'm really looking forward to unlocking the full potential. Don't worry, I've done my homework. I've got some bits coming for this rig. Suspension, exhaust system, bash guards. I'm going to town on this thing. I'm gonna build the T7 Dark Horse. You wait. It's great to be back in the twin cylinder game. Let the adventures begin. If you've just showed up to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. In fact, go down through the channel, scroll through, and you'll see a playlist dedicated to rally. You'll find everything you need. Cheers.